I got a question too. I know we short on time. Maybe you extend it a little bit, but here's a quick question. It was something I was thinking about. I talked to Stogie about it. Do you think when people are picking a mate, right, that whatever it is that they like about a particular person, not a particular person, but archetype of a person, it could be skin complexion, skin tone, it could be colored eyes, wavy hair, whatever it is. Do you think that supersedes all sensibilities as far as is this person the right match for me?
It definitely can.
Right? Or how's this person character?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the whole idea behind the preference conversation, which has been convoluted over time in all of these relationship-based conversations. The whole idea, the preference is something that is not required. There's a difference in required and prefer.
Yeah.
When you apply for a job, the requirements are here.
Here, yeah.
And then 2 years of experience preferred. Mm-hmm. Bachelor's degree preferred. Master's degree preferred.
Okay.
So they're saying that you're not disqualified from the position, but having these extra things give you a better leg up over other people. Mm. So what has happened over the years or over all these conversations is you will hear people say, that's my preference. Mm. But if you listen to them talk and pay attention to how they're phrasing everything, they're phrasing their preference as if it's a requirement. So if a person if they say you got to be 5'8", and that's my preference. Well, according to the definition of the word prefer, or how we use the word prefer, that means you prefer for them to be 5'8", but if they're 5'9" or 5'5", you'll still kick it with them. You still give them a chance. Mm. So, people definitely have gotten blinded or distracted by preferences over necessities or requirements, for sure.
Height is a real big one that you just brought up, and because sometimes I wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure, but sometimes in my Instagram feed you get the pop the balloon shits, and a lot of the women that I've noticed, I mean, these women are short themselves. I'm talking about, they 5'2", 5'3", and they're saying, it was this one guy. He came on there, he was 6'2", and he said he had boots on, makes him 6'4", and the one woman was like, "Well, he's too short for me." And I'm like, "What type of nigga you looking for?" I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you looking for a small forward,
Right,
you're looking for an NBA center. Like, and he wouldn't be checking for you. He wouldn't.
Right.
Some guy that tall, more than likely, if he play in the league, he probably ain't checking for you. You won't pop the balloon.
Now, I pulled up the definition of preference for the people. Preference, a greater liking for one alternative over the other. Over another or others. A prior right or procedure, especially in connection with the prevention of deaths. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the first one, the noun, right here. A greater liking for one alternative over another or others. It's a greater liking. Yeah. That means
I like chocolate. I prefer chocolate ice cream over regular vanilla, right? But I will eat some regular vanilla. We just talking about ice cream here.
Yeah, you got David in the chat. Like, what you mean?
Just people go all over the place.
That's a beauty. That's a beauty.
Yeah, hey, Aaron the plumber told him, "Hey, you ain't qualified." Like,
ain't even taken off on social media ever since. Yeah, because I didn't see him beforehand, but maybe
before that I saw him on whatever that show is. He was fighting the transgender person, but
didn't he lose that?
No, I thought he rocked. Yeah,
I don't know one way or the other. I don't know much about him at all, but yeah, definitely people these days more now than ever. And I've listened to countless hours of this preference conversation. Definitely a distraction. Definitely, and what I notice about it too is a lot of times when people. It was a guy that I watched on YouTube. He said that he's no longer going after what his preference is in women.
Okay.
He's no longer going after his preference in women because his preference is ideal to him and therefore he's weak to that type of woman.
Okay.
for instance, he said, yeah, I can get all my money together, and I can say that I'm focused on this, I'm gonna spend my money on this. And if I'm talking to two girls, one is my preference and one is not, the one that's not my preference, I'll be able to better control myself as far as spending money on her. Whereas my preference, she's just so beautiful to me that I can't say no to her. Mm-hmm. And that's the way I think people are thinking these days. Mm. Because and a lot of times your preference, and I actually think back to the 85 South show when Carlos Miller said, how you like your preference, but your preference don't like you. Mm. That was a bar. I was like, sheesh. Because a lot of people, if you listen to people in conversations, they are not with the person that they deem physically perfect for them.
Who's gonna be that though?
And that's the point,
right? Your preference. I mean, if you had a preference with a person of a type of person, that should really only buy them 30 extra more seconds. Right, because after a while they're gonna start saying, it don't matter how they look, they're gonna start saying some dumb shit.
Yes, cultivate transgender.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah, transgender. That's just basically like a garlic. But yeah, a garlic. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's an onion. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, it should, like, you shouldn't let your preference, like, okay, if you see an attractive person, right? Mm-hmm. After a while, like, all that shit gonna fade. It still goes to, what kind of conversation that they're having with you.
Facts. 1,000%. And that's what I noticed with people, and when people that gear their relationship practices towards people that are their preference, they say that person that is their preference is devoid of being a good relationship partner. Mm. They say, yeah, you look good for social media, you look good for the public, but you're a terrible person to be in a relationship with.
Right. Because they haven't probably had to actually, the terrible person that's in the relationship, that person that I think hasn't really had to work on being good in a relationship.
Yeah, because they had people coming to them constantly trying to seek a relationship with, so they had the cream of the crop. Basically, they had their choice in the people that they want to kick it with.
Yep.
So if they're sitting up, hypothetically, they're sitting up here and they got all of these people looking up to them trying to get with them. It's kind of like jobs. There's tons of people applying for these jobs, so they get to be as picky and choosy as they want to. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, on both ends, from men to women and women to men, the fact is there are millions and thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people that have the same preference as you.
Absolutely.
So, welcome to another episode of your favorite after church podcast, the No Key Podcast.